Hey guys, it's Tamara Bennett from Southern Adornments Decor, and my trusty friend and helper tonight is Lauren Martin from That Cute Porch and from the Painters Clubhouse. Hey Lauren.
Hello.
We're going to be painting the free paint party design tonight, which is the Welcome Floral Split Round. And so I'm going to be teaching this step by step. If you have not downloaded this free template yet, I guess I could drop the link in the comments if anybody's just now finding this. I forgot to put it in the video description. But once you go over to the link, you can grab the template and the supply list, and you can come back and paint with me on the replay if you're not prepared to paint with me tonight. I've had a lot of questions about, like, can I paint this? Can I paint this on the replay like later? On Facebook, you should be able to paint on the replay for up to 30 days. And then after that, you'll need to go watch over on my YouTube channel because Facebook is removing live streams after they're 30 days old. Hello, Pam. Hello, Kathy. Hey, Sheila. Lauren's here tonight to kind of help me monitor the comments because we're expecting a lot of people on here with us tonight. And hopefully many of you are painting along with us. Drop a comment if you're going to be painting along live right along with me. Now, some of you may be painting with the template. That's what I'm going to be doing tonight. And some of you may be painting with a laser etched blank that has 3D pieces. So if you're doing it with an etched blank with 3D pieces, it's going to be a lot easier. You're just going to paint inside the lines. You can skip a lot of the step that I'm getting ready to show you. And then once you get ready to paint your 3D pieces, you can just glue them on. A pro tip for painting 3D pieces, lay down some painter's tape, sticky side up, and like tape it to your table so you've got a sticky little surface. Stick your 3D pieces to it and then sponge paint them. It'll be a lot easier than getting paint all over your fingers. But for the tutorial tonight, instead of tracing this on here first, if you've already done that, that's okay. You can just kind of paint around certain lines. I'm going to give my door hanger a base coat of our color Victorian blue before we even get started. What kind of questions do we have coming in? Carol Lee says, I won't be painting tonight. I'll be watching the replay. That is totally okay. I know a lot of you may have plans on this Saturday night. So if you're watching on the replay, welcome. Kathy says, I'm going to try to paint along the line. I'm using the template. You can also use painter's tape for the lines in the middle. Cindy says, go slow, Tamara. I am a fast painter, so I apologize if I paint too fast for anyone. We're going to start with a flat tip brush that's about 1 inch wide with our Victorian blue color. And you can put your paint over here in a palette and just keep dipping in it, or you can squirt the color directly on the door hanger. If you're a little unsure about how much paint you need, it might be safer for you to put it on a plate or in something else that you can dip in.
Rebecca says, won't it, or no, not Rebecca, who said it? Mary said, won't it be hard to cover up the blue? And we were just talking about this.
So when I painted the sample, I painted around. I'm misting my door hanger with water, by the way, because the paint was just not sliding. So if you don't have a mister, just dip your brush in a little bit of water. It'll spread better. I tested it when I painted the sample by painting around all the white and then painting the blue painting the white next to the blue, and it didn't make a difference. Like, I had to do 3 coats either way. And so I'm like, I might as well make things easier on myself and just paint the whole thing blue to start with to make it easier. Laurel says, I've already traced mine. What do I do about the base coat? Then you can just go ahead and paint around all your flowers if you want, or if you don't mind retracing it, you can just paint right over those graphite lines. Another trick is using a Sharpie and tracing over your graphite lines. That might help the graphite lines to show through the blue paint so that you'll still be able to see them after you paint the blue. I can't guarantee that you'll be able to see them. It depends on how thin your blue is and how well your Sharpie shows up. But at the end of the day, it's just paint, guys. It's just paint. You can totally paint over it. If you mess something up, you can retrace those graphite lines on there if you have to. It's okay. So just enjoy the process and try not to stress out. A lot of you guys are painting this door hanger as your very first door hanger. Who is our first time painters here? Shout out to my friend Michelle, who goes to church with me. I took her one of our 3D etched blanks at church on Wednesday night, and she said she was going to paint her very first door hanger with me this weekend. So she is going to be watching on the replay and painting, but I'm so excited for her because she's never painted a door hanger before.
That's so fun.
Carissa, Terry, good luck, ladies. Hey, Robin, it's her first one. Hey, Vicky, it's Rhonda. So many first timers. I am honored you guys chose me to be your instructor on your very first door hanger. Okay, Doreen says, I couldn't find my email with the supply list. A lot of people have had that trouble, and it's two different things that it could be. Number one, your email, it could have just thrown it into your spam folder. So do a search using the search bar and type in paint party and see what comes up. The other thing it could be is that your email provider could be blocking us from sending you stuff. That happens sometimes. So if that's what's happening, if you've used the search bar and still can't find it, go back over to the free paint party sign up page and sign up again with a different email. Like use your husband's email or your work email or something and see if it'll send it that way.
Tara asked, how do you prevent from getting paint on the other side?
Well, that doesn't always, I mean, for the most part, mine don't usually have paint on the other side. And I think it's because, whoops, I just got a big old thumbprint right there on the door hanger. I think it's because when I go toward the edge of the door hanger, and I'll use just a clean brush to show you this, instead of having a lot of paint on my brush when I go to the edge, I try to get most of the paint off up in the middle of the door hanger. And then as I'm coming to the edge, I'm kind of using up whatever paint was left on my brush so that I'm kind of just feathering it to the edge. I'm not glooping paint over the edge. Does that help? Hey, Mary. Hello, Brandy and Charlotte. So glad you guys are here. We have 300 people live. This is incredible. You guys are amazing. Thank you for showing up.
We've had a couple questions too about some color substitution. So a color substitute for the Victorian blue. What do you think? True blue?
Yeah, true blue, bright blue. Either one of those would be great.
And then a substitute for spa blue. I think Blue Haven.
Blue Haven. I have a little color swatch sheet here. Let's see. Yeah, spa blue's right here. Blue Haven is right beside it. Crystal blue would be good, but I would mix white with crystal blue. Bahama blue would work as well, but I would do like half and half white, half and half Bahama blue. Hey, Mary. Welcome, Nyla.
And Amy has asked for the details for the Highland Cow Challenge.
I'm so glad you asked, Amy, because I just connected a link on the back end. If you comment the word link right now, it's going to DM you information about the Highland Cow door hanger that we're going to be painting in April together. And it's hanging up on the wall behind me. Here, I'll make myself a little bigger so you can see it while we wait for our paint to dry. This is Lola. Meet Lola, everyone. This is actually the second time I'm going to be teaching Lola. I taught her back in 2000, was it 2023? Yeah, 2023, so 2 years ago. And she didn't have a bandana back then. Back then, all the flowers were like stuck in her hair up here. And so we are revamping Lola and bringing her out of the archives and teaching her in a workshop in April. So for just $10, you can sign up. I'll give you a supply list and a template, just like I did for tonight. And instead of painting it here on the Southern Adornments page, we'll be painting it inside of a private Facebook group. So just comment link. I'll send you all the information. And you're going to get a bonus template and supply list for Lola in her patriotic, showing her patriotic side. She's got some sassy glasses and lipstick and a little bow in her hair. And it says red, white, and moo. So if you end up signing up for that workshop for $10, you'll be getting both templates. Guys, we usually sell these templates for $7 a piece. Plus, you'll be getting supply lists for both projects, and you'll be getting video tutorials for this side. Now, if you want to learn how to paint this side and you need a tutorial, you can join the Painters Clubhouse and get access to that tutorial also, because we'll be teaching it on April 28th inside of our Clubhouse Facebook group. And once you comment link, you'll get information about the Painters Clubhouse as well. And so if you don't want to pay the $10, but you know you want to go ahead and sign up for the Painters Clubhouse now, you can actually save, because Painters Clubhouse members get free access to this paint party, to the spring workshop. So sign up for the Painters Clubhouse. You'll get all the things we just talked about, plus all these cool tutorials of these projects you saw hanging up behind me. Kara says that's a great deal. Thank you for saying that. Okay, is your door hanger dry yet? If it's not, you can grab a hair dryer, or I'm using a little heat gun. This is a Ranger heated craft tool. See how it's shiny right there? That means it's still wet in that little spot. So I'm just going to hit it with a little bit of heat, speed up the paint drying.
While you're drying that, Virginia asked, how can we catch the replay? So this replay is going to be, it'll be on Facebook for 30 days, but Facebook's new rules mean that live streams will be deleted after 30 days. So after that, you can find it on YouTube.
Yep. I'll drop my YouTube link over in the comments as well. If anybody wants to click over there and hit subscribe, that way you have access to that, because all of the Facebook Lives that I do here are also on YouTube. So if you're looking for a video that I did 6 months ago, it's going to be gone off of Facebook pretty soon. They're getting ready to clean up their storage. And so all of that will be available on YouTube. Okay, instead of squirting it directly on the door hanger for my second coat, I'm going to put it in my little handy dandy ice cube tray. We sell these in our shop. They're so handy. Let me show you this. It comes with a little clear lid. I use that as a palette sometimes too. And you can snap it right on here and it keeps your paints from drying out. Lauren has one full of her paints from SA Live that we had back in November in the Smokies. Are your paints still wet, Lauren?
Several of the colors are still good. The white and the gray.
Starting to dry out. Oh, look who's making an appearance. This is Uncle Corey, guys. For those of you who are new here, Uncle Corey is a good family friend. He's dropping in to say hi. He cooked hibachi for us tonight.
Hi, Lauren.
Hi, Corey.
You didn't know she was going to be on here, did you?
I didn't.
How are you?
Fantastic.
Tamara Lynn says, can you share your YouTube channel name? It's just Southern Adornments Decor. I shared the link to it in the comments just a moment ago.
And on TikTok, it's Cooking with Downey.
Did you change it to Cooking with Downey?
Well, that's my new name on there.
Oh, are you going to be a cooking TikTok channel?
Who knows? Hey, I videoed everything I did today with the hibachi, so.
Awesome. Well, that fried rice was probably the best fried rice you've made yet.
I agree.
It was so good.
I agree.
I'm going to start by wetting my door hanger, and I'm going to start a second coat.
Lauren, next time you're here, we'll have to do hibachi.
Yes, please. I've been asking Judy, can you please do this?
We'll have to plan a summer trip for y'all to come down and Corey can cook.
Oh, Emma's already asking.
Oh, I'm sure.
We can come down this week.
She doesn't even want to go to the beach anymore or anywhere like that. She wants to come to Tamara's house and play with Charlie. That's so sweet.
Hi, everybody that's saying hi in the comments.
We have 369 people watching live tonight. Isn't that amazing?
Wow.
Okay, I need more water. If you don't have a water spritzer, just dip your brush in the water. You can also just kind of do like that. This kind of helps me like make my paint go a little further, especially on this second coat, because it helps it slip and slide a little easier. That first coat did a really good job of covering up the MDF, so I'm not too worried about it.
Is the camera on your lot?
No, it's right here.
Oh.
It's a webcam that's mounted to an overhead thing, and it's... Get your big old fingers out of the camera.
All right, I'm done aggravating. Bye, y'all.
See you, Corey. Thanks for cooking dinner.
We'll see you tomorrow.
Okay. Make sure and take you some leftovers.
Are you using the hibachi for the grill tomorrow to cook all that?
Yeah. Burgers.
I'm going to tell Michael not to move it.
Okay. So I'm continuously just spritzing it with a little bit of water if I feel like my paint's not sliding, or I'm dipping my brush in water. Either one will work. And so once I've kind of got it all wet and covered, then you can kind of like dip your brush in a little bit more water and do long strokes all across the wood. So top to bottom, left to right, whichever feels best to you. This helps if you've got any like weird brush strokes that feel like they're not smoothed out. It'll just kind of even everything out and you'll have a much nicer finish. Oh, Pam, on TikTok, it's Cooking with Downey, D-O-W-N-E-Y. That's his last name. Or no, it was Cooking with Corey, wasn't it? C-O-R-E-Y. Second coat is the same color, yes. Be sure and drop a question if you have questions about painting or anything like this. I'll be sharing all kinds of little painting tips and nuggets along the way. If you love learning little techniques and things that can like improve your painting over time, once you join the Painters Clubhouse, I want you to go to the technique category because we do a technique spotlight every month that teaches you something new. Just this past month in March, we did how to use a wood grain tool to create a faux wood grain look. That's really helpful if you're painting like on MDF or something that doesn't have a wood grain. And so it's a neat little tool you can get for like $10 on Amazon, and it creates a really cool fake wood grain look.
They're fun to use.
What other technique spotlights do we have in there? There's one about like flowers, lettering.
There's one about shading a pumpkin.
Mm-hmm. I think there might even be, I don't know if it was technically a technique spotlight, but we do have a tutorial on how to paint camouflage.
I can pull them up. And I'll tell you.
Oh, it is Cooking with Downy. Okay, thank you, Elizabeth.
Dry brushes or dry brushing.
Mm-hmm.
Painting fur and beards.
That's a good one for Christmas time.
Snow text and spackle.
Jan commented leopard print.
I don't know if there's one in here that's just leopard print.
Oh, why is my camera out of focus? That's crazy.
It keeps going in it. Like I saw it do that a couple times, go in and out.
I wonder if I need to set it to like, it was probably Corey sticking his big old hand up in there. I wonder if I need to figure out how to set it to not auto adjust or something. See if I can figure that out.
Well, I can't join the chat in StreamYard, so.
Oh, seriously? It's not showing you the chat?
I can see the chat, but I can't join the chat to actually like put comments back in there.
Oh.
Because I cannot get any of them to connect to YouTube, any of my email addresses.
Huh. Let me see if there's a guest permission thing. Huh.
Bree, all you've missed is base coating the background with Victorian blue.
Yep, that's all we've done so far. Settings for the camera. Whoops, that's not what I meant to do. Sorry about that. I don't know what if I can turn that off or not. I bet it's a setting. Oh wait, here's camera set. No, that's not going to do nothing. It's probably a camera setting that I have to change outside of StreamYard, but I'm not sure how to do that. This camera is called Depth Tech. Hold on. Let me see if I can. Nope. I still don't know. I know where the one is for the forward-facing camera, but not the overhead camera. Okay, that's all right. A good substitute for cadmium yellow would be like primary yellow, probably. Oh, that's okay, Brianna. You don't need a link for StreamYard. Watching it right here in YouTube and Facebook is exactly what you need to do. If you're just now tuning in, comment link, and it's going to send you all the information about our upcoming Highland Cow door hanger workshop. We just talked about it a moment ago. You can sign up for as little as $10, and it's going to give you 2 door hanger templates. We're going to be teaching the yellow one, which is the spring side, in a tutorial in a private Facebook group, kind of like we're doing tonight, but it'll be better than tonight because you'll be able to post your photos and get feedback from the group. So it's a little different than like what we're doing tonight. And we have a kit you can purchase to go along with that project that has 3D lettering. So if you're worried about the word welcome or the red, white, and moo, no worries. All that comes in the kit. And then we have a paint pack from DecoArt that you can order if you want to, make things easy on you. Because I do know that we had some people commenting that they had a hard time finding some of the colors for tonight's thing. So that paint pack makes it so easy. Marie said, I don't know which one I like more, the spring or the patriotic.
The sunglasses on the patriotic one.
Okay, let's go ahead and trace on our door hanger. I'm going to grab a piece of painter's tape and tape my door hanger template to my round. I think that'll make it a little easier in case I need to retrace something or whatnot. You don't have to do this, but it does save a little bit of headache sometimes.
A good substitute for Irish moss is leaf green or new leaf. Sorry.
Mm-hmm.
New leaf. I love that color too.
Yes, it's a great color. Okay, so I just taped it to the top. That way I can kind of like use it like a hinge to flip this up and down and that kind of keeps me from getting it out of alignment with where I am. Now, hopefully you grabbed some graphite paper or carbon paper. You're going to put it shiny side down, and don't throw this away. You can like I have reused this same piece dozens of times.
Mm-hmm. They're good for a long time.
Yes. Slide it up under your door hanger. Mine doesn't cover the whole door hanger, and that's okay. I can move it down as I go. And then you're going to need to grab an ink pen. Mine looks like a little paintbrush. Isn't that cute?
Okay, while you're tracing that, will you talk about how to assemble a template so that it fits an 18-inch round? Because copy paper is not 18 inches.
Exactly. A lot of people are really confused by that. They think like, how can I print something so big if my printer only prints on 8.5 by 11 sheets of paper? And that's because this is actually made of 6 sheets of paper that have been put together like a puzzle and taped together. And mine's real shiny because I use shipping tape. My Scotch tape is always missing. My daughter steals it. And so shipping tape I always have. So I taped it up with shipping tape, and I did trim a little bit of the excess off right where the 2 sheets of paper meet up.
Mm-hmm.
And so you can just kind of trim off the excess. Don't trim both sides. I feel like it's easier if you have one side that can kind of overlap the other, and then you put tape along the seam. And so once you do that, then you can cut off all the extra paper around the edge so that it's just a perfect little circle here. And then it'll be ready to trace on your door hanger just like this. Now, when you sign up for that spring workshop where we're painting the Highland Cow, I do have a video that walks you through how to assemble that template. So if you struggle with that at all, no worries. I'm going to walk you through it.
And if you're wondering about that template, it's already posted inside of that Spring Workshop Facebook group. So once you've paid your $10, you can join the Facebook group, and that's where you'll find the template, the supply list. There's links to order the kit inside of there. Or if you don't want the kit, there's an option for the 3D letters.
Mm-hmm.
Colors tonight, going back through, we've had a couple more on greens. I personally would not recommend sour apple or sprout just because I feel like they're too transparent.
Mm-hmm. And I feel like a lot of the Hauser greens are kind of like too muted.
Mm-hmm.
You want something that's a little bit brighter.
You might be able to take holly green and mix a little bit of white into it. I don't think that it would get quite the same look though.
Worst case scenario, play with some blues and yellows and mix your own green and get a nice vibrant grassy green. Just like you played around in elementary school, mixing colors to make your own color. I am just going across this entire design bit by bit, tracing all these little details to get them transferred to the design. We'll be doing the same thing in that Highland Cow workshop to walk you through how to do that. And one of my favorite things about these workshops, Lauren, is that like there are so many juicy little like painting nuggets that I feel like, and I don't even like plan to share that many juicy nuggets, but it's like it just flows out of me when people start asking questions in a workshop. So people leave with way more than they ever bargained for to learn. Okay, I'm gonna slide this down.
Okay, so there's lots of stuff going on in the comments while we're doing this.
Okay.
So if you've already joined the workshop, or if you're already a Painters Clubhouse member, the template for workshop is in the workshop Facebook group. So either way, you should join the workshop Facebook group because that's where the live tutorials are going to happen to in April. If you're a Painters Clubhouse member already, these templates for both the Bandana Lola and the Patriotic Lola will be added into the Painters Clubhouse at the beginning of the month. So I would think that might even be this Monday, even though it's the 31st, because otherwise it would be waiting a whole nother week. I'm not sure about that though, so don't take my word, but I would think they're coming probably this week. If you've already joined the spring workshop and you're Facebook membership is pending. Just give us a little bit of time. There's a couple of girls that go through and verify that your payment has gone through and that it's your email address that matches, just to make sure that everybody that's in there is supposed to be in there. Let's see. And then Shirley is asking a little bit more about the spring workshop. So do you see that bandana Lola, Highland Cow hanging behind Tamara? That's what we're going to be painting in the spring workshop. So she'll break that out over 2 days, teaching us all the steps to do, how to paint the Highland Cow, how to do the flowers, the background. And you can't really tell from here, but the background is a little bit distressed on there. It's $10, and with the $10, you get 2 templates because you get Bandana Lola and you get the Patriotic Lola included in there.
I'm in the zone, Tracing. Sorry.
You are.
Well, I've only have to trace the word last. So there's a couple different ways you can trace this word. Actually, you know what? Let's save the word till the end to trace. That way we're not having to try to see it through the color. Let's trace that on last. So because I taped this on here, it's going to make it so simple. I'm just going to pull my graphite paper out, and I'm going to
This is perfect for Sheila, who asked what happens if you lose track where you are.
So I'm just going to fold this in half. It makes it easier for me to fit it on my craft table and fold it up. And because I have it taped on here, if I unfold this and bring it back down, everything's going to be lined back up. So I'm just going to fold it up and out of the way. Trying to get it underneath my laptop here. There we go. So now it's out of the way and I can paint everything else. You guys may struggle to see my graphite lines, but you might be able to see them faintly.
I can see some of them.
Okay. Any questions before we dive into finishing or to the next step?
Judy asked if there will be an etched Lola.
No, not for this workshop, because in the workshop, just like tonight, I want you to learn how to use the template and how to trace designs. And that is so valuable because once you learn how to use a template, it's going to open so many more possibilities for you, because you can use templates on so many things, not just wood blanks. You can use them on canvases, on fabric, on glass, any surface you can paint on, you can use a template on. And so I want you to learn how to use the templates. And you get access to over 100 different templates once you join Painters Clubhouse. So you definitely need to know how to use templates going into the clubhouse. Ovan asked, how do you become a club member? You go to paintersclubhouse.com and we have some great bonuses over there for you if you want to sign up tonight. Or you can comment link and it'll send all the information to you. Now, before I continue painting this, I think I'm going to make things so easy on myself and just get out a piece of painter's tape and tape off the lines so that I can just paint that big block right through the middle, one color, and be done with it. Christy, it's just a cute little paintbrush ink pen, which actually you will get one of these in your welcome kit when you join the Painters Clubhouse. We send a little welcome packet to you once you join, and inside that welcome packet, there's one of those brush pens. Thank you for the thumbs up, Pamela. Okay, I'm just going to line this up on the other side of my line. Then I'm going to do another one down here on the bottom side of this line. Press it down. And now we're just going to paint the middle part with our spa blue color. Do Painters Clubhouse members get all the templates that your template club does? No, template club is actually something separate from the Painters Clubhouse. It's kind of something that a lot of Painters Clubhouse members do end up joining once they become really comfortable painting their own designs without tutorials. And so with the template club, you get access to all the templates that we release each month for one low cost. And so you get all the templates, but no tutorials with them.
Typically, they don't overlap either. So once a tutorial is done inside of Painters Clubhouse, it is exclusive for Painters Clubhouse for at least a year before it could be released to the public. So if you join Painters Clubhouse, the templates that are released in there are not released to the public at that same time. And then the template club ones are completely different, and they might be painted on a Tuesday live. They might not be. So.
Okay, I'm just going through here with the Spa Blue and putting down one good coat. So just keep picking it up, and I'm using that large flat tip brush again. It allows us to cover a large area without a lot of brush strokes. And remember how she was asking, how do you keep from getting paint over the edge? I'm kind of getting the excess of the paint off before I get to the edge, and then I'm kind of just doing like a little feathery, flicky motion off the edge. So I'm definitely not scraping any paint over the edge. Now we're going to dry it. This is Spa Blue. What other questions do you guys have about door hanger painting or about our spring workshop that's coming up? This is the one we've been talking about. It's harder to see it hanging behind me because I have my camera kind of small right now, but this is what it looks like up close. We'll be painting the one with the bandana on it, but you're getting a bonus of Lola the Patriot that goes on the back as well. And like we were talking about when it comes to the Painters Clubhouse, if you decide wrong button. I'll get to the hang of it in a minute. If you decide you want to join the Painters Clubhouse, you do get access to that spring workshop for free. So you can kind of jump right into the clubhouse and get access to all of it. Just comment link for all the information. Okay, this is dry, and you can very clearly see that it's splotchy in places. So we're going to definitely be putting another coat on this. Somebody said, what color in place of Spa Blue? Blue Haven was one. I said you could mix white with crystal blue or Bahama blue to get it to be a lighter blue. Either way, we're going to wet the surface also to do our second coat. It'll go on much smoother if we do.
Julie, this will be on Facebook for 30 days, and then with their new policy, it'll be removed after that, but it'll be available on YouTube. Tamara, you can use the templates to do paint parties in your own hometown.
Absolutely. Yeah. Anything that I teach you, whether it's here on the free paint party, in the spring workshop, or the Painters Clubhouse, you have license to go and teach that in your local paint parties or sell these designs in your craft fairs. So I know the economy has gotten really tight lately. The cost of eggs has skyrocketed lately. Everything's getting so expensive. So any little extra money you can make on the side is so nice. So if you enjoy painting like this with me, maybe paint 2 or 3 of these and see if you could sell a few of them, or sign up for your town's local vendor fair. I started out at the local farmers market teaching. Selling. I was actually painting while I was at the farmers market too. It was really nice because people would walk by and they would say like, oh, what are you painting? And it gave them a reason to like talk to me while they were thinking about buying a door hanger. And I booked a lot of paint parties from a farmer's market booth too. Lauren, you had a craft fair recently. How did that go?
I feel like it went good.
Yeah.
It was a little slow, especially towards the end of it, but I sold porch leaners and attachments and some door hangers, and that's all you can ask for.
Yeah, for sure. And yeah, you had a lot of porch leaners. They looked really cute. I loved the one that said Happy Easter on it.
I really like that one too.
Vicky said, I live in a small rural town and I have traded a door hanger for a dozen eggs.
That's
You are so
fantastic.
smart, Vicky. Tara said, I just bubbled my paint. I wonder if you were holding a heat gun or a hair dryer too close for too long. See how I'm kind of moving back and forth? It keeps it from getting too hot in any one spot. Okay, before we move on, I'm checking to see if it looks like it needs another coat, and I think it might, since I used the water to kind of thin it out, it definitely needs another coat in a few areas. So I'm just going to kind of give it a touch up before we move on. It's easier to do now while all that painter's tape is down than later.
Heather asked when the double-sided turkey and pumpkin was.
That
might have been
2 years ago.
22.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, because we did the chicken one in the fall after Lola. We did a Highland Cow in the spring and a chicken in the fall of 2023. So it might have been 2022.
When was the Christmas tree cake one?
I bet that was 2022 also. Or
No, they would have been different workshops, wouldn't they have been?
Yeah, but we did a winter workshop that year. So it took place in like November or something. June, the workshop is $10 if you want to sign up. Comment link. It'll send you all the information. This is what we're talking about. If you want to sign up and paint Lola the Highland Cow, we're going to be painting the one that's yellow with all the flowers, but you'll also get a bonus template to paint the patriotic version on the back. Oh, Cassie says it was 2022. She said, I sold several of the pumpkin door hangers. I love hearing that. When some of you guys tell me, like, I sold 10 Lola, and I'm not kidding. Somebody during the Lola workshop 2 years ago sold 10 Lola door hangers. Like, that's a moneymaker. And Highland Cows are so popular right now. They're in the lobby on every aisle. Once you get your third coat of spa blue, or 2 coats if you put them on a little thicker than me, dry it, then peel up your painter's tape. And I say dry it first because sometimes you can't tell if it needs another coat until it's dry.
Okay, somebody used desert turquoise and is asking about a middle color for that. And I'm thinking whispering turquoise would be really good with that. I'm holding them both in my hand.
Yes, or take white and mix with your desert turquoise.
That was my other thought. Yep.
That to me is always safer because you know the colors are going to be compatible with each other. However, it is a little risky if you don't get the color, enough of the color mixed up and you have to mix more. It can be hard to color match a second time.
A substitute for Victorian blue could be true blue. It could be, is it primary blue?
Yeah, bright blue is good too.
Blue.
Yes. All right, I'm going to
just do a second coat of it, Tammy.
I'm going to begin painting my flowers now, and I'm switching brushes. So I'm switching to this one. It's called a filbert tip brush. See how the end of the brush is shaped kind of like the end of a finger? It's curved on the end. It's perfect for painting petals because it allows you to kind of make a rounded shape. So before you do anything, dip your brush in a tiny bit of water and then dab it off. And then I like to shape my bristles like that. It just ensures that they all lay really nicely. Also, double check that you don't have a stray bristle that's doing something weird because sometimes that happens. And if you have to, trim it or pull it out. I think I'm going to have to trim this. And these scissors are too dull to even trim it.
Tamara, give me just a second and I will drop the link for the club. If you comment link, it'll send you information about the Highland Cow Workshop, the spring workshop. Now, June asked about
it also has a link for Painters Clubhouse.
Oh, okay.
It's got both.
Tamara, you should get a message with a link as well. June, the $10 is the fee for just the workshop. With the workshop, you'll get both templates for the Bandana Lola and the Patriotic Lola. Painters Clubhouse, the monthly fee for that is $47 now?
Yes.
$47 a month. But that includes access to the whole past library and all the templates, supply lists, tutorials for those. And then every month, it includes at least 2 tutorials, including some guest artist coming in and teaching us something, as well as one by Tamara.
Zoom parties.
Love the Zoom parties.
Lauren's a sucker for a Zoom party.
Them in the winter too, because we've all had the winter blues. We always schedule one Zoom party for the month. There's always one. When the calendar releases, you know there's going to be one Zoom on that. But you got to watch out too, because there's a couple of us who will come in there and we'll just post, like when I had snow days and I was going crazy from being in the house all day, then I'd be like, hey, let's Zoom tonight.
It's kind of nice because it's like a little escape from your everyday life to kind of hang out with your painting friends, paint a door hanger and let your cares float away.
Yes.
That's the way I feel right now, hanging out with you. And even though we've got a bunch of people watching, I feel like it's just me and Lauren kind of hanging out and I'm painting a door hanger. But a Zoom is even more fun because you've got like, I don't know, 20, 30, 40 people on there. And some of them are just hanging out and talking. Some of them are painting, sharing their wins, sharing what's going on in their kids' lives.
We know each other.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it is. It's just like you and I sitting here talking, that we talk about the kids and what's going on, but we do that in the Zoom parties too.
Yeah.
Tanya, there was no base coat. She just painted it Victorian blue.
And then when we see each other at the live event in the fall, it's like, oh, we already know you.
It does feel like that. Somebody said this year when we went to the mountains that it was like another family reunion. And it does feel like that because these people you just get to know everybody. And then I saw a comment a second ago about the Procreate course and about Facebook, but the Procreate course does not live in Facebook. So nothing will happen to the Procreate course.
No.
Because it's there. And then I am not sure if this tutorial will be loaded into Kajabi. That's something that we'll have to talk about.
I don't think so. I think we'll just, like, if somebody needs the link, we'll just send them the YouTube link because it'll live on YouTube.
Yep.
I'm just painting these flowers, and I am going ahead and giving the center area a coat of white because that is going to be yellow right there in the middle, but it'll help to have a base coat of white under the yellow. So right now, if you're painting these flowers, you should not be worrying about how well your white is covering, because it is probably going to take 3 coats of white to get these flowers nice and bright. And just know that it's something I struggle with too. It's okay. Right now, your primary concern should just be getting the entire flower area covered and get the coverage as smooth as you possibly can, just by kind of going back over it and just smoothing it out if you have any weird brush strokes or anything like that. But if you do, I still have a few weird brush strokes. It's okay. We're going to dry it and then we'll continue on doing another coat. Yes, white carbon paper would work too. You might even be able to see those lines a little easier than the regular graphite paper. What other questions do you guys have? Amy says, is the alphabet template available? For Lola, I'd like to have my great-grandbaby's name instead of welcome on the door hanger. Is she talking about the spring alphabet, you think?
No, I think she's asking if the font that you used for that is available. And that one's not going to be available because there is always like tweaks that happen or it's hand lettered on there. But there's a tutorial inside Painters Clubhouse about how to take the font and put it on the template.
Lisa, since you commented YouTube, I bet it's going to go ahead and DM you the link to my YouTube channel. Because anytime you comment the word YouTube on any of my videos, it usually DMs you a link to my YouTube channel. I saw a couple of you saying, hey, I'm late. I just finally found you. If you struggle to find me live, one thing you can do is comment alert on the video here, and it will ask you if you want to be notified when Tamara is live. And you can click yes, and it will notify you each time I go live. Okay, my white is mostly dry. And as you can see, you can definitely see a lot of the blue poking through the white. So we're going to have to go for another coat. This probably will take up to 3 coats to get these flowers good and covered.
Tamara asked, can you join the club at any time, or is it only open for a limited time?
It's only open to the public for a limited time. Right now you can join, and we have some really great bonuses that you can get. And you can find out more about that at paintersclubhouse.com. We won't be opening again publicly until the fall. So you definitely want to get in now, especially if you know you're going to have a little bit of free time this summer. Lauren ended up joining this time of year because as a teacher, she's like, oh, I'll have some time off in the spring. And she had full plans of canceling in August when school started back up. But the joke's on her because we sucked her in. And now she loves the Painters Clubhouse. She's never going to leave. I think a lot of people are like you in that they think they're too busy for something like this. You know, like they don't have time to fit painting into their lives or something like that. But you've proven that, like, you are one of the busiest people I know. You have 2 children and you teach school and you still find time to sit down and paint.
Yeah. I said I was going to join through the summer and I was going to quit when we went back, and I loved it and I've made time for it. And I find that when I don't make time for it, when I finally come back down here again, I'm like, oh my gosh, I needed this so much. Like, I just miss it. And it really just brings me, it's a stress reliever and makes me just feel good to step down here and make some time.
It's like it feeds a different part of your soul. You know, like there are things that make you feel fulfilled in your everyday life, but there's just something about the creativity of this that kind of just feeds my soul. I need it.
Yes. And Tamara, you paint so fast. Everybody always says that. She paints so fast, I can't ever keep up. And if you feel like that, don't feel bad, because there are a lot of times where I'm not coming down to paint anything until after the kids go to bed. So people know when I post that there's going to be a Zoom tonight and it's a random one, they know, okay, it's going to be after the kids are in bed. So I might say it'll be about 8:00. Just watch out for it because it's going to be after I get my kids in bed. And I might come down here and I might only be down here for an hour, or we might push it and I'll be exhausted the next morning. But I might not finish a whole door hanger in one sitting because I only have an hour or a little bit of time. Sometimes I only have like 30, 45 minutes, but just enough that it gives me a little bit of relief. And then I can go back and get ready for bed. B says it's cheaper than a therapist.
That is so true. Not just for teachers, for everybody. I feel like it is way cheaper than therapy.
I do feel like too, you have to, if you're going to say, okay, I'm going to try this out, don't try it for 1 month. You've got to give it a little bit more time than that. And you have to be willing to take the steps to make it beneficial for you. So join the Zoom. And we do have people who get on the Zooms and they sit with their monitor off, and that's okay. Just listen and hang out and see what's going on. But every time that you do that, then you're going to feel more confident. So then if you want to listen the first time, fine. But the next time there's one, turn your camera on, and you don't have to be painting. Or if you're having trouble like finding where something is, don't feel bad about reaching out and asking. Post it in the clubhouse, and there's going to be hundreds of people that can respond to you and answer your question, or send one of us a message and we'd be more than happy to help you because we want you to be successful too.
And Marie said, tell that to my craft room. A therapist might have been cheaper. She says she collects everything to do with crafting. I love it. Pam Brasher says, I'm wearing my crafting isn't cheaper than therapy, but it's more fun t-shirt. I guess it depends on who you are and what all you've bought to go along with your crafting. Lori said, I had a heart attack and painting helped relieve my stress. That is awesome. By the way, guys, I rinsed my brush out before I go to start my third coat because I feel like with these filbert tip brushes, sometimes they just keep pulling the paint further and further up the brush. And then it can kind of feel like it's a sponge and it's got too much paint in it, and it can feel hard to control the paint. So if you get to that point where you're struggling to control where the paint's going, rinse your brush out, start over. Y'all are making me laugh in the comments. Tara, this tutorial is just tonight, but if you do end up signing up for our spring Highland Cow Workshop, it kind of lasts all week in April. It starts like on April the 15th, and our first tutorial night is the 15th, and then we have like a Zoom party on the 16th, and then the second paint night on the 17th. So it is multiple nights. Plus, you'll be able to post your pictures in the group and get feedback if you're struggling with your project. It's a little bit more community involved than like this tutorial tonight. So just comment link if you want the information to that.
How do you not get paint lines puddling at the edge of your flowers?
Paint line, like paint ridges. Do you think
Yes.
that's what she means?
I do think that's what she means.
I kind of start in the center of the petal. See how I'm right here in the middle? I get most of the excess off, and then I kind of go to the edge and sweep along both sides. Or I'll, once I've got a little bit off the tip of my brush, I'll start in the center, curve up and around, and I'm kind of twisting the brush in my fingertips as I do that to kind of make it curve. If you struggle with that kind of dexterity, then just kind of start in the center, go up one side, pick up a little paint, go around the other side, and just kind of, and then smooth out the middle.
When does Painters Clubhouse close this spring?
April 26th, and that will be about a week after that Highland Cow Workshop is over. We'll be closing the doors until the fall. But you don't want to wait until April 26th to join. Why? Because we have some fabulous bonuses that you get if you sign up now as an early bird. And if you wait until the 26th, a lot of those really great bonuses will be gone by then. Not to mention, if you go ahead and sign up tonight, you'll get free access to that Highland Cow Workshop. You won't have to pay the $10. You can just sign up now. Get access.
Is that about a 1/2-inch filbert tip brush?
Yes, I would say so. Yeah, 1/2 inch. It's in my custom signature paintbrush set. And when I go across this for like second and third coats, I am not like very perfectionist about getting all the way to the very tippy edge of the petal on every coat. I just try to get it mostly covered. Because once we get all the other details on here, you're not going to notice little parts and little imperfections.
Heather, which retreat are you looking for tickets for? Darla said, she's got a really good comment. She says, I started painting when I broke my ankle, and it kept me happy and busy when I was in a cast. That was during COVID, and I'm still loving it and haven't stopped because it makes me so happy and blessed.
That's so awesome, Darla. You know what I did when I broke my ankle? Or I didn't break my ankle. I broke my foot. I bedazzled my cast. I bought a whole bucket of gemstones and some glue and glued them all over my little walking boot that I had to wear. Oh, the one in Destin? Yes, Heather, there are still tickets available. And from now until Mother's Day, you can still get $100 off your full ticket, your full price ticket. It's southernadornamentslive.com. So if you want to come paint with us in Destin, Florida in October, go to southernadornamentslive.com and sign up. It's going to be a blast. I cannot wait. All right, we've done 3 coats on this white, and I still feel like it could use another coat. So I'm going to give it one more chance. I'm going to do a 4th coat, even though I despise doing this many coats on anything. And then we're going to just say, that's good enough, and we're going to move on. Because it doesn't have to be perfect. This is something that we're just making because we enjoy it, and we're going to hang it on our door. And even if we are making this for somebody else or making it to sell, it's not meant to look like it was printed on a machine. It's meant to look handmade. So you're going to always have just a few little inconsistencies on something that's handmade, and that's okay. Do you get templates in the Painters Clubhouse? Yes. So every month we give you 2 new templates, but you also have access to the member library where there's over 100 templates and tutorials to go choose from. And that is just a huge collection that we have continued to grow over the years because we started the Painters Clubhouse in April of 2018. So the library is growing month after month. And so not only are we giving you new stuff every month, but you're also getting the old stuff. And it's so fun to see people go back through the library and pull something out from 2 and 3, 4 years ago. Even somebody recently, did you see the one where somebody went and did the Easter wagon project? And they were like, my son was only 8 years old in that video. He sat with me through the video. And it was like a little time capsule. It was so cool. Your grandkids bedazzled your cast. That is awesome, Darla. Cindy said, I just finished my first coat of white. Yay! Would y'all like some more information about the Painters Clubhouse while I let you catch up painting the white? Yes, you can buy more than one ticket, Stephanie. If you're buying 2 under your name, just email our customer service, info@southernadornamentsdecor.com, and let them know whose name to put on your second ticket.
Oh, I feel like they said do something different than that.
Oh, did they?
I
Maybe
feel
there's
like add them to the cart separately or something like that.
Okay, so do 2 checkouts, but on the second checkout, put your friend's information.
Maybe because it had something to do with like when we printed something about when we printed a report and what the numbers did if there were 2. I don't remember what happened.
I gotcha. I was like,
how much is the PC membership?
Okay, so here's our membership, the Painters Clubhouse. While I'm waiting on you to catch up painting your white, we'll give you a quick little commercial about the Painters Clubhouse. Once you join, you're going to get access to a bunch of beginner lessons. So all of you in the comments right now who are like, this is my first door hanger, I don't even know where to start, I'm overwhelmed. Don't be overwhelmed. We're going to walk you through everything step by step. We have beginner lessons you can follow. You get new lessons every month. It's so fun because like usually on the last Tuesday of each month, we reveal what we're going to be doing the next month. So you always kind of have a heads up what's coming. We have guest artists that come in and teach. We have technique spotlights where each month we focus on a different technique. And that technique may or may not have anything to do with the new door hangers we're teaching that month. It might just be something we feel like the community could use help with. And then we also have our library with over 100 tutorials and templates that continues to grow every month. We have our monthly Zoom paint parties. Like Lauren said, we always have one dedicated Zoom party that's scheduled, but there might be bonus spontaneous Zoom parties that we throw in as well. On Fridays, I do something called a weekly powwow. I gather up a bunch of pictures of projects you guys have been painting, and I share your wins and things you've been working on. So if you're busy and don't have time to scroll the group, those powwows are a really great opportunity for you to check in and see what you might have missed. You also get 20% off all of your purchases at shopdoorhangers.com and a 50% off discount code you can use on the DecoArt website once a month. Oh, here's some more information. So learn new techniques with confidence. We give you support through Q&As and things like that. You can comment and post your pictures and be like, hey, I'm struggling with this. What would you do? Our members are going to jump right in and help you out. But if you stay consistent, you are going to keep making progress. I can guarantee you that. The Painters Clubhouse is going to keep you inspired and hold you accountable. And so for those times when you feel like you're a little less creative or you're like in a creative rut, the Clubhouse will definitely inspire you and help you to pull you out of that. This crafty community of friends is more than just friends. They are encouraging and supportive. They call themselves the PC Sisters. It's an amazing group of crafters that are going to cheer you on and offer advice when you need it. If you join right now, you're going to be getting 2 special bonuses plus our welcome kit that I mentioned earlier. So hang on, Charlie. You're going to be getting access to our wood letter workshop. This was a workshop we did a few years ago that was super popular. You know, those wood letters you can pick up at the Hobby Lobby. You can paint those 3 different ways and watch these tutorials. And you're going to be getting this welcome kit. It's got the cute little paintbrush ink pen, some paint palette earrings you can paint and wear, Painters Clubhouse stickers, some brushes, and a bonus ornament-sized blank of our Highland Cow that is ready for Christmas. We call her Festive Franny. Charlie, are you wanting to say hi? My daughter Charlie just popped in.
Also, I need a clear hair tie.
A clear hair tie?
Girl.
I think it's in that little bag hanging on the back of my closet door. So random. And then once you sign up, if you want to go ahead and join annually, you can get our bonus, which that's Lauren there, holding a frame project. It's a wood frame project, and it comes with 12 different attachment pieces. So you can change those pieces out throughout the whole year. The only way you can get this is if you sign up for the annual sign up. And so we'll be mailing you one of these. And then here's a quick look at some of the other projects that we've done in the Clubhouse over just recently here in the Clubhouse. Here's some from like last summer. Oh, that's that's old information, but that is an old project that we did in the clubhouse. So those slides need to be edited just a bit. Any other questions? Renee said, I joined a year ago in April. It's time to renew my membership. I'm so glad you're staying with us. Angela says you won't regret joining. Y'all are awesome. Okay, my white still isn't perfect. It might look great on camera, but like if I zoom way in, I want you to see that even mine looks a little uneven in places. And I feel like this light is really forgiving. So don't feel bad if yours doesn't, if you feel like your white is still not perfectly covered. Mine's not either, and it's okay. Oh, Tanya, I am so sorry. She said, I just traced all of the word welcome without the carbon paper far enough down. Oh, no. That's okay. Thankfully enough, it is just paint. And you can paint over it or fix it. I'm going to go ahead and flip this back down. I started to put it back over, and then I was like, wait a minute. I need to trace my word welcome on here. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. I'm going to realign my stripes, get them pretty close here on the edge. I do have it flipped down, but I was like, make sure they're nice and straight. And then I'm going to slip my graphite paper into there and trace it on there. Bonnie says, what are the details for the Destin retreat? It's a 2-day event. You can find out more at southernadornamentslive.com. So I'm just going to lift this up, make sure I'm in alignment. Yes. And then we're going to trace the word welcome on.
The annual cost is $470. So it's $47 a month. But if you join for the whole year and you pay for the whole year, you get 2 months free.
I'm going to do this the beginner way, but there's a couple different ways you can trace this lettering. You can trace down the center of the lettering, and then you'll have to use your own sort of intuition on how thick to make each part of the letter. And that may be a little advanced for some of you. So the other option is to trace around the inside and outside of each part of the letter.
Okay.
That way you can just paint inside the lines and fill it in.
She's eating about 20-30 minutes before she needs to go to bed.
Teresa, we won't be selling virtual tickets until maybe like July, I think.
Marie just responded to Deanna and something the same. One thing I was going to say, she said, I had a hard time finding some of these colors at Hobby Lobby. Are they only available through the Deco Art website? And Marie said that she sometimes finds that there's different colors at different stores. And I feel like that too, that like Michael's sometimes has a couple colors that Hobby Lobby doesn't carry, but Hobby Lobby has a couple that Michael's doesn't carry either. So sometimes it's just about which store you go to.
Mm-hmm.
But you don't always have to have the exact same color either. There's always colors that are very similar.
And if you like shopping online, like we said, you do get a 50% off discount code to use on the Deco Art website at least once a month. And so we'll be able to use that after you join the clubhouse. And we do have a paint pack that you can order for this Highland Cow Workshop, the door hanger behind me. So that'll make it really easy for that project. You'll be able to just purchase that paint pack. All right, I'm going to go ahead and detach this since I'm done tracing everything. See how, can y'all see the word there in the middle now that it's traced on? I traced the inside and outside so I can just paint inside the lines. All right, let's go ahead now and do the centers of our flowers with the cadmium yellow. And I'm going to use, again, the filbert tip brush that we just used. So I'm rinsing it out. How many coats for the middle? Oh, I think we did up to 3 coats on that, but it was because I had kind of thinned it out with some water. So you might be able to get it in 2 coats if you don't thin yours out. Tammy printed her template. It's too small. Tammy, when you print, make sure your printer setting is set to 100% scale. Okay, cadmium yellow is the yellow we're going to be using. A good substitute would be primary yellow. Pretty much any yellow will do, though, because we're just painting the centers of these flowers. And I cannot see my graphite lines anymore, so I'm going to make it up as I go. One really great thing about these filbert tip brushes is you can kind of just make a circle by twisting the brush in your fingertips, and it'll kind of make a really natural looking circle. If you're still struggling with that, get something circular and just trace it. Easy peasy lemon squeezy.
Hobby Lobby sells larger transfer paper, and it's right in the same section, like in the fine arts section, but it's folded up and the package is small.
It looks a little bit like this size, all folded up. Is it 18 by 24, I think?
It might be larger than that. Maybe. No, that sounds right, because it is about the same size as your door hanger.
Yeah.
And Judy said, I bought the graphite paper. Do you peel the white side off? I've never seen any that have a side you have to peel off, or like a white side and a black side.
I haven't either.
It's shiny and then like a dull side. And the shiny is the piece that you want, the side you want down.
Yeah, Dwenice, I'm messing your name up. Yeah, if you need to, just retrace the design on if you can't see it through the paint, or trace it with a Sharpie before you go to paint. Okay, get your yellow good and dry, and then maybe do another coat.
Do you know if the annual membership auto renews?
Yes, it does.
Okay.
So if you're already an annual subscriber, there's nothing else you need to do. Yes, my dear.
I got paint in my hair.
Uh-oh.
See, look.
Yep, I see red paint in your hair.
Ay. And it's so tangled.
A little bit of that rubbing alcohol will take that out.
Oh. Or can I use your towel?
Yeah, I don't care.
Judy, you might have had your graphite paper upside down.
Oh, she's already gone, Linda. She popped in here for 2 seconds and then disappeared again. Dee Dee said, when I downloaded the template, it gives me several different sizes. And for this, I had to use to make sure 18. Yeah, it is 18 that you need. There are different sizes depending on what you need, but 18 is the one you're going to want that I'm using anyway. Okay, I think 2 coats of yellow is going to be enough on the centers of those flowers. Patty says, I'm a monthly. Can I renew for the whole year? Yes, contact customer service and they can help facilitate that for you. Okay. For painting our polka dots, we're going to be doing different colors. So I'm going to switch to a smaller filbert tip brush for this, I believe. In my paint set, I do have a smaller one. It's about 1/4 inch wide. And we're going to be doing different colors of dots. So I'm going to start with the spa blue color that we have in the background here. And there's 2 dots up here at the top that are going to be this color. So I'm just going to do a little twisty motion with my brush to fill that circle in. Just literally twisting it in my fingertips to make the dot. And then these 2 little dots over here are this color. I really love how colorful this design is, but also how simple it is to paint. This would be a really great one to teach at paint parties because it doesn't have a lot of colors. It's very easy. Looking at my picture over there. And then this one down here has 3 dots of this color.
Elaine, I'm going to drop the link to shopdoorhangers.com, and this is where you can shop Southern Adornments collection of available templates. Christina, if you are a Painters Clubhouse member, you do not have to pay the $10 for the spring work. It is included. Marianne, this replay will be available on Facebook for 30 days, and then it can be found on YouTube as well.
Now I'm switching to the carousel pink color. So we're introducing a new color, and this is going to be some of our polka dots. And then we'll also use this color in just a bit to do some outlines on our white flowers. You can also use sponge pouncers for doing little dots like this, but I wanted to use a brush in case some of you didn't have the sponge pouncers to kind of show you how it can be done with a brush. And this color does not cover the blue very well, so we definitely will be doing more than one coat on the pink. So these over here. What other questions do you guys have? Yes, this will be on replay, Marianne, for 30 days on Facebook and for as long as you need on YouTube. Okay, I keep leaning over to look at my example door hanger over there on the wall. I'm going to dry these little dots and we'll do another coat. These colors do look great together. Thank you. What color would I substitute for carousel pink? I love dragon fruit pink. It's a really great one. Yeah, you can just use a circle sponge to make your circles. Will the workshop be here in the PC, or we just join tonight? It'll happen in a private Facebook group, Christina. We'll post a link to it in the Painters Clubhouse so that Clubhouse members know where to go. There's nothing really going on in that group just yet, though, so you're not behind or anything. Don't worry. Putting a second coat on all my pink dots. Sheila says, I have an overabundance of blanks. How can I get rid of them? Paint them, Sheila, and then post them for sale. Mm-hmm. That'd be the best way. Just paint a bunch of them and then post them for sale. Or actually just post something in the Painters Clubhouse that you're like looking to de-stash some blanks and then have somebody private message you if they're interested. Oh no, Tara said she did her welcome upside down. That sounds like something.
I mean, it's just flowers.
But honestly, is it gonna matter though? Because if I did it like this, it's kind of the same. It's like mirrored either way. So just flip your door hanger. No problemo. I'm gonna do a third coat on my pink dots. My husband's watching a really loud movie in the next room. I don't know if y'all can hear the gunfire going on, but it must be an action flick.
Missy said, is there such a thing as too many blanks?
No, I don't think so. I think Sheila must be confused. She probably bought them all at the last SA Live. I saw her husband packing armloads of blanks out of that place. Is there a link for YouTube? Yeah, Terry Lee, check your DMs and see if it just sent you a link. It should have. Lolene said, join late. When laying down the background color, do you have tips for making it not have lines? I'm assuming you mean like brush strokes. And I kind of explained that at the beginning of the video. So when you watch the replay, you'll see me like do broad strokes across the entire thing to smooth out the paint. And that's kind of what you need to do. After you get the entire thing covered at least once, then you kind of take your brush with like just a damp brush and smooth out all the lines. Same answer for Melissa. That was almost the same exact question back to back.
Tammy said, I'm messy. I see drips of blue paint on the edge of my door hanger. Oh, well, I'm not going to worry about that. And it happens to all of us. And you could do a couple things. You could go around the edge with a paint pen.
Mm-hmm.
Or if it's still a little damp, you can grab a baby wipe.
Great tip. Yep. Oh, thank you, Laura. We try to be real down to earth here. I mean, I am not a professional painter by any means. I am 100% self-taught. I learned all of this right here at my dining room table and in my craft room, and have pretty much taught myself everything that I know about door hanger painting. And I try not to gatekeep anything. If I know how to fix something or do something, I'll share it with you.
Yes, Heather, you could use a sponge to paint background.
I'm going to start painting my yellow dots now, but you know what I'm noticing is that this yellow is a little transparent. So I'm dipping my brush in yellow and white at the same time for the very first coat that I'm doing on these dots. So I'm picking up both and then going down and making a dot. If you're using a sponge pouncer, maybe mix a little yellow and white together for the first dot. Let's see, this one's yellow. No, Procreate's not really taught in Painters Clubhouse. We do have a couple of Procreate lessons, but it's definitely not something we teach regularly. We might share a tip or two here and there. But if you want to learn Procreate, I do have a Procreate course, and Clubhouse members get 20% off of that course. Okay, there's also a yellow dot right up here. And here. Laura said, I like that you include your family. Oh, thank you. My family is so supportive. I mean, when we do our SA Live events, they all show up to work. It's amazing. Mm-hmm. My husband and my brother run the wood shop that we have. My niece helps with the shipping. Uncle Corey, he doesn't work for us, but he is kind of like the team mascot around here. He just shows up and says rah rah every once in a while and loves that you guys love him. So we appreciate it. Tamara Lynn, every time your name pops up, I'm like, that's so funny because my name is Tamara Lynn too. It's spelled a little differently, but she said, tell me, how did you get the confidence, or how soon after starting did you have the confidence to go into creating the club and doing paintings? It's a bit of a long story. It started when Lauren and I met. Shortly after that, I started doing what I called Pinterest parties. I was really comfortable crafting, and I'll try anything once. And I saw a door hanger on Pinterest, and I was like, I think I can do that. And so I cut out a bunch of snowman door hangers using a jigsaw. First time ever cutting out door hangers. Invited a bunch of friends and girls from church over, and Lauren came, and we all painted snowman door hangers. That was probably 2013. And I didn't start my business for 2 years after that, but it wasn't until 2018. So 5 years after I painted my first door hangers when I started my online club. But I really didn't step into the online world until about 2016. So I was doing it online for about 2 years before I started the club. Y'all are so sweet. What are you putting in the middle of the light blue? There's going to be the word welcome right here. You can probably faintly make out the outline. We just haven't gotten to that yet. I'm going to go ahead and put another coat on my yellow dots. Is titanium white the color you mean whenever you say, yeah, titanium white. Whoops, I got outside the lines on that polka dot. It's going to be a wonky polka dot. It's okay if your polka dots aren't perfectly circular. Mine aren't either. They're going to be a little wobbly. It adds to the charm, you know? Oh, Judy, I'm so sorry about your mother-in-law, but I'm glad you've decided to join us tonight to help you take your mind off of it. Stuff like this is really good for therapy when you're kind of stressed or grieving over something, or if you're kind of going through something difficult. Hopping on a video like this can really just help take you away from all of that. Denise, the monthly membership is $47 a month, or if you sign up for the entire year, it's $470, and you get 2 months for free, plus that really great bonus that we talked about earlier. More information at paintersclubhouse.com, or you can comment link. Any of you can comment link right now. It'll send you information about our Highland Cow Workshop that's starting April 15th, and it'll send you information about our Painters Clubhouse membership. Yeah, we first started talking about building the wood shop in 2020, I think, was when we sat down with the contractor for the first time, and they broke ground in late 2021, and we moved in it in 22. So it's been a whole thing, and they're still working on it. I feel like they're still adding to it and fixing it, not adding to it. The building shape is not changing, but I mean, like, still organizing it and getting it to be exactly what we need. This yellow is being stubborn. I'm doing a third coat on these yellow dots. I don't know, maybe fourth coat. I've lost count by now. But that's okay. I refuse to do another coat, so it's just going to be what it's going to be now. You just retired on March 27th, Sherry. She said, now I can start painting all the wood blanks I have purchased. Congratulations, Sherry. You are living the dream that everybody aspires to right now is, can I just retire and paint all the time?
Mm-hmm.
Lauren's like, it can't come soon enough. How many years do you can retire, Lauren?
A lot. Like 11. I don't know. What year is this?
11 doesn't sound like a lot, though, but how many years have you been teaching?
I think this is year 14.
So you have to have 25 years to retire?
Yeah.
I mean, you're more than halfway there.
I am. I'd do better if I could make it until I'm 55, but 25 years, I'm still like 49 or something like that.
I mean, at 49, you've got so much more time to do more things. So
yeah,
don't waste them working any longer than you have to. Okay.
I do love what I do, but
I'm going to go ahead with my greenery, and I'm going to continue using this 1/4 inch wide filbert tip brush. And I have the color Irish Moss. New Leaf is another great alternative. Anything that's going to give you this nice, vibrant green color. So if you have another green and it doesn't feel vibrant enough, mix a little bit of yellow with it. Maybe a tiny bit of white if it's a little darker, and kind of see if you can get a nice bright green. But we're just going to paint in these little leaves. I'm kind of using the tip of my filbert tip brush to do most of this. And then to go up the center to make the like stem, I'll show you that in a second. So I'm kind of tracing the shape and then just filling in the middle. And then for the stem, I'm just going to put my brush up on its tippy toes, start behind the flower here, and then just pull up until I touch that top leaf. Judy, you can go to paintersclubhouse.com or comment the word link, and I'll DM you the actual link information. I'm so glad so many of you guys are interested in joining our little community. It really is kind of a more the merrier situation over there. We love it when our new members come in, because it's like, I don't know, the first day of school jitters, everybody's so excited, and it just stirs us all up, and we get excited about what we do all over again. So we love welcoming new people into the community. You will definitely feel like you're jumping right into the community. You're not going to feel like the new kid at school. You're not going to feel like the weirdo who has to find a table to sit at. You'll be welcomed in immediately. So many teachers in the comments, Lauren.
I know.
Teachers and nurses. I don't know what it is about them, but they are drawn to crafting. There's so many of them in our community. If I had a dime for every time somebody was like, I just retired from teaching, or I've been teaching for 35 years in our community, like it's so common. Lauren and I are the young ones in the community too. I feel like there's so many that are like so close to retirement. We'll be there eventually. I don't know that I'll ever retire from door hanger painting though. I may pass the torch to my daughter Charlie and let her like be the face of the business, but I guarantee I'll still be doing it and I'll still be popping in from time to time. Right now, she says she wants to take over the business someday. We'll see if she still feels that way in about 10 years. She's turning 10 in a couple, actually in about a week. Yvonne am I saying your name right? Yvonne just retired from nursing. Mary's a nurse. Wow. Marie is an EMT. I knew that. You need a break from the chaos. That makes sense. Y'all are amazing. Oh, Helen, you are too sweet. Thank you for saying that.
That's sweet.
She said there's no telling how many women's lives you've saved. I don't know about saving lives, but I do hear every time I do a live event, I hear women say that painting door hangers changed their life. And I mean, I can't do that for you, right? I can just hand you the tools. It's up to you to use them. And so I think it's incredible, though, that so many of you guys are taking the leap, learning this new craft, and it's having an impact, not only in your life, but your family's lives. Some of you guys have been able to turn this into a business and it allows you to make extra money for your family, maybe to afford the next vacation or whatever it is. Do we have a troll?
Oh, yes.
Oh, where is it?
Oh, there's all kinds of comments popping up today.
I saw a couple of weird ones and I was like, okay, is that a weird one? Is it this one about the Tesla?
There's a Tesla one.
Block you. Bye-bye.
There's several that I'm like,
Yep. Let's just go ahead and block them. We don't need that kind of weirdo-ness in our lives. If they continue to pop up, let me know. There's James Lopez. Bye. We don't want to talk about politics. See ya. Have a good night. This Facebook Live must be getting a lot of attention on Facebook.
I know. I was like, what is so different tonight that's making all this up?
I think it's because we've got a lot of people on here. Maybe it's giving it more juice on Facebook. I don't know. Or maybe we had some weirdo accounts sign up for our free paint party just to come and see what it was all about. I'm doing a second coat on my greenery here.
Yes, Heather, they do make a white graphite paper.
I own some, but I forget about it. I almost never use it. Have you used it, Lauren?
Yes.
I thought you had. Is it as reusable as the black?
Yes, but I don't think it's as user-friendly as the black. Like, I don't feel like you can use a pencil with it. You have to use a ballpoint pen. Because it's like it just can't get into it.
It needs the pressure.
It needs the pressure. But it's handy for painting like pale colors.
Yeah, because sometimes you'll see the graphite shining through the paint and you don't want that. So that's really handy. Okay, that's 2 coats on my greenery. We're getting close to the end here.
They sell it at Hobby Lobby. It's in the same section as the black, in the fine arts section.
Julie, go pick up a paintbrush. She said, I need to be painting a giraffe. And here I sit watching you paint. Don't let me help you procrastinate.
This replay will be on Facebook for 30 days, and it'll also be on YouTube.
Miss Pam at Young at Heart Creation said the trolls need to learn how to paint so they don't have so much free time. You're too funny. Okay, we've gotten through a lot of the background. So pretty much every part of our door hanger is now covered with what it needs to be covered with. We just need to do our word, the word welcome, and we need to do like our little outlines on the flowers. And that's probably going to be the part that freaks the most of you out. So hang in there with me. We're going to make it as easy as possible. And I don't want you to like get intimidated by that part because it does kind of add a little bit of pizzazz to this door hanger. Sheila said, I think this is the slowest I've ever seen Tamara paint. I'm really trying, Sheila. I'm really trying to slow down for you. I promise.
You slow it down really good in workshop too.
I do. Yeah.
It'll take 2 nights to paint the whole Bandana Lola. That'll be stretched out over 2 nights. So if you don't finish everything on night 1, then you can play catch up in between. Or a lot of people choose to just watch on night 1. So night 1's on Tuesday night. You'll have Wednesday off. So Wednesday you can catch up and then be ready on Thursday.
I think during nights like this in the workshop, I know so many people are painting live with me.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm trying to slow down so that I'm not just flying through this for all of you. And then like when I'm teaching in the Painters Clubhouse or on a Tuesday live, I know most people are probably watching and saying hi, but they're going to paint with me on the replay. So I don't slow down as much during those tutorials because I know when you actually sit down to paint it, you're going to pause it and you're going to like, you know, keep up with me that way. And so I am going a little slower tonight than my normal speed. Okay. Any questions before we proceed with doing lettering? The lettering on this one is actually the same color as the background. It's the Victorian blue. And so if you want to do like a paint pen or something, you're not going to be able to use Victorian blue, but you could do it with a black paint pen or something if you're more comfortable doing that. I'm going to be teaching it with a paint brush. And I'm going to be using a round tip brush. So this is kind of like a liner brush, actually. Yes, dear. You can't come in here.
I know, but like I'm actually growing.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
She just got out of the shower. I was like, you cannot be on camera. You're wrapped in a towel. Okay, so we're going to gather up our paint on our brush. And I did add a little bit of water to my Victorian blue paint. I thinned it out just a little bit because the lettering does so much better when you thin it out a bit if you're painting with a brush. And so we're just going to use this brush to kind of trace the outline of our lettering. And then we'll fill in the middle. So just kind of hold it just like you hold an ink pen or a pencil. And just pull those paint bristles in the direction you want them to go. Trace the outline and then fill in the middle. One of the things a lot of the ladies in our community are now learning how to do is to do brush lettering. So many of them started out with paint pens, and learning how to do a lettering with a brush opens up a lot more possibilities for you because you aren't stuck to only using colors with a paint pen. And I think it just gives you a little bit more like dexterity with your brushes once you learn how to do that. And if I'm making this look really easy right now, it's because I've been doing it for years, y'all. Years and years. So it's literally muscle memory with my hands. So the more you do it, the better you get. Your hands learn the motions. Laura said, I have shaky hands, but I've actually gotten much better after practice. You know why that is, Lauren? Is because your muscles in your hands are probably getting strengthened and the muscle memory is taking over. Lauren and I were just talking the other day about how teachers are complaining right now about kids who have to do like write a paper and their hands get cramped up before they can finish the paper. Like their hand strength is so terrible because they're not used to having to write for very long. So I think there is something to this, like painting with your brush with your hands. It's like it strengthens your hands and you get better over time.
Well, and there's so much that goes into that because the computer has become such a part of all of our lives.
Mm-hmm.
Then you throw out there, okay, but today we're not going to use the computer. Today we're going to use a piece of paper. And I know when like Google Classroom came out and all of these extensions came out for Google and Chromebooks and things like that when they first came out in schools, that was pre-COVID. And we thought it was so cool and all of these things that we could have our kids do on the computer. So I started using some of that stuff before COVID, but there was still a lot of things that were done on the computer or on paper pencil still. Well, then after COVID, it was so obvious, like, oh my gosh, we need some paper pencil. And I quit doing all of that extra stuff in Google Classroom and extra stuff on the computer and went to like the minimum that we had to do on the computer because I felt like my littles needed to hold pencil in their hand.
Do the kids feel like do they grumble, like they don't like it? Or do they not?
Because mine were first grade, they didn't know any different.
Okay.
That, I had done other stuff on the computer before, but it definitely fine motor, using scissors.
It's important.
All of those things, like we definitely have to make sure that that's being included.
I saw somebody ask what round I'm using, Patty. This is a liner brush. It's a type of round tip brush, but see how the bristles are kind of like longer and thinner? It's considered a liner brush. So that's how I'm able to do like some of those longer sweeping brush strokes without redipping in the paint, is because the liner brush is able to kind of do those longer lines.
You can definitely retouch this tomorrow morning.
Yeah, if you're frustrated with it right now, you might need to just take a break, walk away, come back in the morning, take a look at it and have fresh eyes. That's what I always tell people during my paint parties. If they're feeling like they're in the messy middle of it and they're just really frustrated, feeling like it's not turning out well, walk away in the morning, come back and look at it with a fresh perspective. And I guarantee you'll be a lot more forgiving on yourself in the morning. And sometimes you need to take a step back and look at it from about 3 feet, 4 feet away. Because if you're sitting as close as I am, you're going to see the flaws this close.
Terry asked, do you sell just word templates? I know there's word, like wood blanks in the shop, but I don't think there's anything in there that's just words.
No, and the main reason for that is probably because so many template designs that we have so many different phrases and words on them that you could just pull another phrase from another door hanger template and use it on something. So I feel like it wouldn't make a lot of sense for us to do word templates. I had considered that in the past though. But you could make your own word template with Canva.
And there's a tutorial for how to do that inside Painter's Clubhouse.
Mm-hmm. I think it's in the techniques or the lettering section. I'm not sure which. So just go browse around in there, search the word Canva in the Clubhouse, and you'll find it.
Kendra, that's a fantastic question. This paint palette that she's using is actually an ice cube tray, and it has a lid on it. So after she's done tonight, she can just snap that lid on it, and the paint will be saved in there.
I probably won't, though. I tend to leave my paints out to dry because I love peeling the paint out of the palette when it's dry. Oh, no, this one over here has a lid on it, so I don't know. And I paint all over the lid, too. I use it as a palette. But see, some of this is dried out because I had left the lid off of it before. And so I can push up on the silicone bottom and pop out the old paint. It's so satisfying. Like this, like I'll just sometimes just come in here and sit down and I'm like, oh, this makes me feel better. I feel like I'm cleaning up. And then you can just throw them away. Although I have wondered before if I should keep them. There's probably something I could make out of them as a crafter. We are reaching the final stages of this door hanger. So if you have any questions, feel free to drop them on us. Questions about this door hanger, about the Highland Cow Workshop coming up, about the Painters Clubhouse, anything. Lauren is here to help me monitor those comments. So I will do my best to get to your question.
Kim said, how would you suggest a left-handed person paint the lettering without smearing? I would work from right to left.
Yep, I would start on the E over here and work backwards. Can't do that with a with a pencil when you're writing your name, but you can do that with a paintbrush.
A lot of times you can think of lettering too, like not as the actual letter, but like an actual stroke that's there. And that can be helpful, like on what is your the thicker stroke and your thinner stroke. Just thinking about it as a piece. I'm going to paint this piece of it.
Think of it like a shape, not a letter or not a word.
What type of glue do you use to glue on 3D parts?
Pretty much any kind of super glue. I prefer a gel super glue because it's thicker and it's not going to drip on everything, but I love how quickly it dries. Okay, I was just putting a little bit more on some of the letters that looked a little thin. And I'm going to rinse that brush out. And we're going to use this same liner brush to do the cute little colorful swipes around our flowers.
And what do you seal it with when you're done?
There's a couple different things you can use. You could use a brush-on sealer, so long as you haven't used paint pens. Paint pens will get reactivated with this, and it'll make a mess. So a brush-on sealer. I love this Duraclear High Gloss, or any kind of spray sealer. I really like Rust-Oleum Lacquer, and I like Deco Art's Triple Thick Gloss Glaze. I also like Aleene's. There's a few different brands, but pretty much make sure you're getting a clear sealer. Do you sell a pack of brushes that include? Yes. So my custom brush set.
I'll drop the link.
And actually, if you join Painters Clubhouse, there is a Painters Clubhouse starter pack that has this in there, but it comes with this cute little fabric bag that stores all of them. And there's 10 brushes in the set. This is like 2 sets right here in this thing here, but it comes with like 4 sets of, well, maybe 3 sizes of filbert tip, a fan brush, which I love using for splatter paint, a couple of angle tip brushes. It's like 10 or I think it's 10 or 12 different brushes, and they're all the one. I use these pretty much exclusively when I'm painting door hangers. So if you're ever wondering which brush does she have, I'll be like, it's the big filbert tip in the pack or something like that. You love all the vibrant colors. Thank you. Okay, we're going to use these same colors to create some cute little outlines. I'm going to rehydrate some of these paints because they've been sitting here for a half hour trying to dry out on me. And we're just going to dip in. Let's start with that spa blue color. And actually, I'm going to water each of these paints down just a teeny bit because they'll flow a little better. So I'm starting with that spa blue. That's the color that we used on the background here. And I'm loading up this liner brush. I actually kind of got a mess on there. I got it all up on the ferrule and didn't mean to. But we're going to use this to kind of do a loose little swipe around each of the petals. So let me get y'all closer. Don't look at all the flaws on my door hanger, okay? And we're just going to swipe around each petal. Don't worry about having to keep it perfectly on the petal. Like that one kind of went outside the lines, and that's okay. This is meant to be doodly, a little messy. Is it too bright? Maybe a touch. Let's do this one. So just let it be messy. The only thing you might want to be careful of is not letting it flop over onto your yellow center. If it does, though, it's just paint. We can always wipe it off with a baby wipe, or we can paint over it. Let's do this one next.
While you're doing this, can you talk again about Painters Clubhouse and annual versus monthly?
Yes. So Painters Clubhouse is our membership where we teach projects like this every month. Plus, you have access to an entire library with over 100 different projects in it. It's $47 a month, or you can join annually, and you actually get a fun little annual bonus. We're going to mail you a frame project with some attachment pieces. Plus, you get 2 months for free. So it's up to you whether you want to do annual or monthly, whichever you can afford. And one thing I will say about being able to afford something like this, if 47 sounds like a stretch for some of you, I definitely don't want you to do anything that's outside of your financial comfort zone. However, I will say, like we were saying earlier, you do have permission to use these designs in your local paint parties to teach other people what I have taught you and to sell your designs in like craft fairs and things. So if you can sell just one door hanger a month, you can offset the cost of your membership every month. If you could have one paint party, you could easily pay for the entire year membership.
Mm-hmm.
And you don't have to be the best painting teacher in order to teach paint parties. You just kind of have to know the steps and be able to communicate those steps to whoever's painting along with you, because they're a little intimidated, just like you might be a little intimidated tonight to paint something like this. They're probably like, well, I don't even know where to start. Well, you've watched this tutorial with me, so you know where to start on this one. You know what to tell them to do. And you pretty much just need to provide the supplies and like sit down and show them what to do. I'm working through doing the same thing, but now I'm doing yellow.
And you get all the supply lists and everything, so you don't even have to question what paint colors you're going to use or anything like that. It's all right there. And if you're a Painters Clubhouse member, you do not have to pay for the spring workshop.
Yeah, so you'll get free access to that Highland Cow workshop we were talking about. You'll be able to participate in that. Won't have to pay for it. Plus, we've got some really fun things planned for May as well. We've already started planning out like May, June, July. We've got some awesome door hangers and projects and guests lined up. So there are so many good things to look forward to. We're going to keep the inspiration and fun projects flowing. Promise you that. Now for the pink. Look at this little pop. Woo! It looks so cute. I'm not worrying about whether or not I'm accidentally getting it on top of the yellow or the teal. Like, it's meant to be a little on the messy side. If you're worried about like making it muddy, see how that yellow's still wet? Dry it in between each color, because sometimes your colors will smudge together. And if you do have like teal, yellow, and pink smudged together, it might make a funny color, like a brownish. And if you don't want that, just dry in between. Get it pretty close to dry.
Yes, I would put the accent colors on the 3D pieces.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
What would you sell this one for? And what would you charge for a paint party?
I would say charge no less than like $35 per person for a paint party. That would be my starting price. As for selling this door hanger, again, $35 minimum is what I would probably be charging. Now, it all depends on if it's a 3D door hanger, if you've made a bow to go along with it, if you have cut out your door hanger, or if you have purchased a wood blank from somewhere. You've got to take into account your cost and your time. So those things are important.
Stephanie, there is a companion pack available inside the Painters Clubhouse. There's not one for April because there's a workshop kit for April. But typically the companion pack includes the door hangers that are being taught inside Painters Clubhouse that month. There's also typically a bonus item in them. But there's always goodies. There's always a kit available for what's going on that month.
I forgot. It's also got these little swipes in the center of the circle. So feel free to add some little doodles, make it your own. Yeah, you can make this as affordable as you want. You can cut out your own pieces and make it super affordable if you learn how to use a jigsaw, scroll saw, something like that. But you can also make it really convenient for yourself and just order like a companion pack each month. They range from like $48 to like $78, depending on if it's got 3D pieces and stuff like that. If you choose option 1 with only 2 blanks or option 2 with 3 blanks in it. And so that will allow you to have the convenience of having the wood pieces for whatever it is we're painting.
Do you supply the supplies at a paint party for $35? Yes, but that's $35 per person.
Yeah. So if you had 10 people, that's $350 that you make. And you might end up spending $50 or $100 on supplies for your first party, but you'll be able to use those supplies again for the next party and the next party. So each party you do gets more and more profitable. And we do have some videos in the Painters Clubhouse about doing paint parties. Our friend, Miss Heidi Easley, is the paint party queen. She's a good friend of mine, and she teaches some of the best marketing and tips for doing paint parties. She's got some really great ideas. So you can find her at Texas Art and Soul. Okay. I have finished my door hanger, y'all. I've completed it. So what questions you guys have for me? Before you go,
can you tell us what to expect on the upcoming cruise in June?
I can't spill all the details, but we do have 6 projects planned for you guys. We've got some swag bags. We've got some really fun things planned. So it's going to be a blast. Yeah, we are doing a crafting cruise in June. And so those tickets are no longer available. You can't buy them anymore. But I think there are a couple people floating around out there that are looking for somebody to buy their ticket because something came up and they can't go. So if you're interested, contact customer service. They might could hook you up with the person who's trying to sell tickets. Okay, quick commercial about our upcoming spring workshop. It starts April 15th. That's in just about 2 weeks in a private Facebook group. It's going to be very, very similar to tonight, but we're taking it up a notch. It's happening in a private Facebook group. You're going to have 2 templates, not just one. It's going to be a double-sided design. Now, the video tutorials that we're teaching are going to cover the yellow part of the design. That's Bandana Lola for the spring. But we are going to go ahead and give you the template and supply list for Lola the Patriot that says red, white, and moo. And so you'll be able to paint that one on your own. Or if you join the Painters Clubhouse, we will be painting that one live inside the clubhouse April 28th on a separate time. And so you can sign up for just $10, or you can jump right in and go ahead and join the Painters Clubhouse for $47 a month. And you'll get free access to this workshop that's coming up in April. There is a kit that you can buy in addition. And so once you sign up for $10, you will notice there's a kit option. For $45, we'll send you a wood blank, the wooden letters you're going to need, some brushes, the printed templates, and graphite paper. The only thing it doesn't include is the paint, but there is a DecoArt paint pack that you can grab for your convenience if you've had trouble finding colors and things like that. But we would love to have you join us inside the Painters Clubhouse. We've talked a lot about that tonight. Here's a quick look at all the things that you get. And I could sit here and list all these things off for you again. But the short of it is that this is the thing that's going to help you make progress. If you're feeling stuck, you feel like all you do is scroll Pinterest and try to find a project that you feel comfortable starting with. Maybe you have a wood blank already and it's just sitting there gathering dust because you're too scared to get started on it. Let us help you through this. Let us provide you support. Because with a community like this and tutorials like this, if you pick up a paintbrush and paint with us, you will make progress. I promise you that. So give yourself a chance to learn alongside us with our community. We call ourselves the PC Sisters. So many of them have left comments tonight in the comments letting you know what they think about this membership. So don't take my word for it. Take their word for it. So many of them have talked about the progress that they've made over the last 3, 4, even 6 years inside the Painters Clubhouse. We are actually celebrating year 7 this next month. We're going to have a Painters Clubhouse birthday bash inside the clubhouse in early May. It's going to be like an all-day event. It's going to be a lot of fun. And so we would love to invite you to come and join us. Yes, Charlie.
Okay.
My daughter has popped in again
Oh,
with
wait.
no shirt on, dear. What do you need?
What do you think this smells like?
I don't know, but it kind of smells good. It's a weird putty.
Yeah, and Dad said it smells like some type of bread. You should make zucchini bread.
Maybe it smells like banana bread.
Yeah, also, can I have?
Sure.
Yeah.
And like we were mentioning earlier, there are 2 really great bonuses that you get when you join. This is an early bird deal. You'll be getting access to our wood letter workshop when you sign up. So you know how you see those wood letters on the craft aisle at Hobby Lobby? You can grab those and pick one of these little tutorials or do 3 letters. These make really great gifts. So if you have somebody that's hard to buy for, paint one of those letters and give it to them as a door hanger, and they can hang it on their front door. And then we're also going to mail you a physical package in the mail with this amazing little welcome kit that's got a pack of brushes. It's got one of those cute little paintbrush ink pens, some earrings you can make that look like little paint palettes. And we're throwing in a bonus ornament. It's a Christmas ornament. It's 6 inches. It's a wood round, and it has Festive Franny on it. She is a little Christmas Highland Cow. Oh, do you have it, Lauren? Do you have
No.
Oh, I thought you were about to hold up Festive Franny. I was like, you've got that one? Were you trying to stop me, though, so you could say something?
No, Connor came down here.
Oh. I was like, I'm rattling 90 to nothing, so she may be trying to stop me. And then if you decide to go ahead and join for the entire year, like we were talking about, not only are you going to get 2 months for free, but you will get a frame project with 12 different attachments that we're going to send to you that you can paint at your leisure at home and just have as a fun little project. So I hope you guys will decide to join us. Oh, one other thing I forgot. I do have some really great tutorials to show you. So this was projects that we've done recently in the clubhouse. These are all door hangers designs that we've done recently. You'll get access to these in the library as soon as you join. There's some from last summer as well. Charlie is a bonus also. She's a handful, y'all. I don't know. Okay. What else can we tell them, Lauren? Do they have questions?
Somebody asked about hanging it.
Okay. Yeah. Hanging it. So, do I have a door? Oh, this is not the sample. Let me grab this. Here we go. I'll just show you on the back of this one. The easiest way to do it is to tie a knot and just staple right above the knot. Let me grab the sample that I painted over here because it also has these little wooden discs that I got from Amazon. And so, oh, I just realized we didn't add glitter, Lauren. This one's got glitter on it. I don't know if that's important, but they're little like 1/8 inch thick circles. And so if you struggle with staples going all the way through your wood, because some wood's thicker than others or more dense, you can put that down and staple right on top of it. And it allows you to kind of like hang it from those little knots. So yeah, my sample had, it had glitter. So let's add a little bit of glitter because I completely forgot about that. I couldn't see it from across the room. I'm going to use this Craft Twinkles. We're also using these Craft Twinkles on the Highland Cow project. It's in the paint pack. And I love this glitter because it adds a little bit of sparkle on just about any kind of project. So I'm going to use my little filbert tip brush and just pick up a little bit of that and swipe it over like the centers of these little flowers and maybe a few little swipes on the petals. Kind of like a highlight, just to add a little sparkle. Maybe a little bit on our dots.
Doreen asked about Lola as small ornaments, and they are now. Bandana Lola isn't available as a blank, but the previous Lola release and Festive Franny and all of them they're available in 4-inch sizes and 6-inch sizes that you could use as ornaments.
Yes, we do have those at shopdoorhangers.com. Just go in there and search in the search bar Highland Cow, and they should all come up. Okay, there's a little bit of sparkle. You can see the shimmer. Let's put a little bit on our word too. I'm gonna get a different filbert tip brush, one that's gonna pick up more glitter, or not filbert, round. This little round tip brush. Pick up a little bit of glitter and just swipe it in the thick areas of the lettering. Leave a little sparkle wherever you go on your door hanger. There we go. Might do a little bit more on my greenery too. It was hard to do with that filbert tip brush, but with this little liner brush, I think it'll be fine.
And Trisha asked, if you can't cut your own and have to buy, how much are they?
So if you're just purchasing like one door hanger like this, it would be $24, but you do save 20%. Now, if you're buying the companion packs, we usually figure the Painters Clubhouse discount code into the companion pack so you don't have to search for your discount code and all that. Those range from $48 to $78, depending on if you're choosing option 1, which usually has 2 door hangers in it, or option 2, which has 3. And then we almost always throw in some little fun bonuses or some 3D pieces, things like that. 1/4" staples, Nicole. That's the size that I use.
Barb, if you comment link, it'll send you the link for joining the Highland Cow Workshop and also Painters Clubhouse.
I did go back and add a little glitter on the greenery. Barb was asking, or Bonnie was asking. Elizabeth says, don't forget to check the settings on your stapler. And I'm like, I need to learn how to do that. Because like, I didn't even know it had settings. So maybe I need to like take a look at my stapler.
Mine takes 1/4" staples, and I'm pretty sure that's.
Dee Dee says, are you still doing big box of blanks? Yes, we're actually shipping our next box out on Monday. So it's coming. Any other questions? I'm so thankful you guys decided to join me tonight. It's been really fun painting with you all. Don't forget, you can watch the replay to this here on Facebook for up to 30 days. But if it's been more than 30 days, you can also watch it over on my YouTube channel, which I did just link in the comments right here, Southern Adornments Decor's YouTube channel. So go over there, hit subscribe. Not only is that going to allow you to go back and watch any old video that I've done, but we also post new videos over there every Wednesday.
Mm-hmm.
If you're not on my TikTok channel, all my TikToks get posted over there as shorts. And there was another, and when I go live, I'm streaming to YouTube and Facebook. So it will send you a notification if you have your notifications on when I'm live on YouTube as well. If you'd rather get notifications about Facebook Live, you can comment the word alert, and it will send you a message asking if you want to be notified when I'm live. And so all you have to do is say yes, and it will opt you in for those notifications. But if you're interested in our Highland Cow Workshop that we just talked about for $10, be sure and comment the word link. It's going to send you the link to this. Plus, you can also grab the link. You can grab the link to join the Painters Clubhouse in that same area. Sharon, those small wood discs are located in my Amazon favorites. So I'll drop the link to my Amazon favorites here. And I believe you can just click on the craft category and it'll be right there. Thought I got paint on my shirt for a second there. Yes, Margie, the replay will be here on Facebook for 30 days, and then it's on YouTube pretty much indefinitely. Oh, thank you for saying that, Donna. She said, this group is so supportive and encouraging. Tamara is wonderful. You is a great group to join, very encouraging and supportive. You are so sweet. She said, it is the group to join. Like I said, don't take it from me. Take it from my people. They're commenting here in the comments to let you know how amazing it is. And so many of these women have been in there for years. And so if that doesn't speak highly of our group, I don't know what does.
Did you see Danita's comment?
Yeah, I literally have things, but you know what? I can have notes, and I haven't looked at this one time. I'm supposed to be referencing this so I don't forget to tell you things. And I forgot to look at it at all during tonight. So that's okay. It's all up here. It's a little jumbled from time to time, but it is up here. Oh, we got more spammers. Okay. Well, I think we're ready to wrap it up. I'm going to take it, Elizabeth, and leave hers words as the last ones on the screen. Run. Don't walk.
Mm-hmm.
Enjoy. Because you'll never want to leave. But like Lauren said, give yourself at least 90 days. Like don't say I'm going to cancel in a month. Give yourself 90 days to try this out, to see if it's going to be a good fit with you and your life, if you're going to enjoy this. I mean, if you enjoyed what we did tonight, you're going to love the spring workshop.
Mm-hmm.
And if you love the spring workshop, you're going to absolutely adore Painters Clubhouse because it's just like that, but amplified. And so it just keeps getting better and better and better with the workshop and then the clubhouse and then the live events. And so I don't know what could top the live events. Like,
I don't know.
I don't think anything could, honestly.
They're the best.
We're not serving tacos here. Somebody in the comments is talking about a taco trip. I don't know. All right, y'all. Have a great night. Thank you, Lauren, for helping me out tonight. I will see you next time. Be sure and comment link to get into all the things next. Bye, y'all.